Hello, salutations, what it do? Sadot the Gamer, all father, Durag Gang, into the vibes like subscribe. Let's get it. Happy Saturday, Durag Nation. How's everyone doing? Welcome to part 1 of the final month of Marvel's Avengers. Wow. I can't say I didn't know this day was going to come, but here we are. Nonetheless, what's up, everybody? What's up? Definitely not Spider-Man, Dragon Ball Legends, Nick, Zulu, B, Daya Morrison. What up? What up? How's everyone feeling on this fine Saturday? So, for those that missed it, I'm going to be basically doing one last run through of Marvel's Avengers. We're going to do the whole story in order for the month of September, and then the game officially will end starting in October in terms of support, and that'll be that. So we're going to do all the stories, and maybe we'll read through the audio files or something at the end. But yeah, just basically one last push through Avengers before the official end. What's up, R1? James Belcher. How you doing? What's up, Luis? All good. Appreciate you. Hope you've been well. What's up, Tom? Yep. Year 3 anniversary. It was supposed to be a bigger deal, but you know, stuff happened, so the plans got cut short. What's up, Laquan, Cecile? Are you happy? Is anyone happy? Feeling good? Just unsure how to finish your Green Goblin drawing? Just have an AI finish it. Isn't that how that works these days? Alright, so before I start my Reassemble campaign, I gotta get the proper fits for the Avengers. Still a shame Hulk didn't get more skins. So go with Big Green for the Hulk. Miss Marvel. It's the MCU fit. The Pleasure P. The Tankin. Avengers had all the potential. It unfortunately just fumbled. Pretty much every way. Stick with that for Iron Man. Hawkeye doesn't appear in the story. Which Thor should we do? Thor, Dark World Thor. Avengers Studio Thor and Helm. I feel like that's a... What's up, Sky Preach? Chilling. This old game, yeah. 3 years. Wow, how time flies. We currently have the Infinity War for Iron Man on. Said the Mark 7. I don't know what the Mark 7 is. Iron Man has a lot of suits, and many of them look the same. We also have the War Machine. Why didn't they add symbiote suit for Spider-Man? Because they were not allowed to. Literally, that's it. They were not allowed to. you need approval from Marvel to basically do anything when it comes to licensing their games. From the first Avengers movie. All right. And you. Is there any way to get the War Machine skin without the achievement? I thought it was a pretty easy achievement. I don't even remember what the achievement wasn't. The achievement literally just like playing the game or something? What was the achievement? Winter Soldiers in this game. Yeah, they added Bucky last year. Towards the end of the year. Right about the time Gotham Knights came out with their actually the same day Gotham Knights came out with their DLC. Was when Winter Soldier dropped. Yeah, they were supposed to add, after Bucky, there was supposed to be She-Hulk. There was supposed to be there's supposed to be Captain Marvel. But, you know, things didn't work out. Plans got cut short. So let's start the reassemble. This game would have benefited from not having recolors, as well as multiple outs. This game would have benefited from a lot of things. They had so many problems, those things would not have made a difference.
The Avengers weren't like that. I believed it in my core.
So I think they wanted to be exclusive to PlayStation? No, not at all, because Fortnite got the symbiote suit. Fortnite got the symbiote suit, so yeah, it had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with PlayStation. They just didn't want Marvel's Avengers to have it. Fortnite dropped the symbiote suit and the No Way Home suit. During the No Way Home hype, Fortnite had the Future Foundation, the symbiote, and the No Way Home stuff. Marvel's Avengers famously didn't have any Spider-Man skins to release during No Way Home week.
So beautiful.
Why call it the Golden Gate Bridge?
This game is worse than Secret Invasion. That's 100% cap. This game is 100 times better than Secret Invasion.
Their stories are all amazing.
Midnight Suns got it as well. Yep. Yeah, absolutely nothing to do with PlayStation.
What if they don't like my story?
They just hated. They just hated Marvel's Avengers.
Perfect, you know?
Or something.
When you were born,
You wanted Daredevil in the game? Facts. What's up, Casual? Old Man Casual
but I thought your eyes
was on the podcast yesterday, and he was actually streaming Avengers.
We are all unique, Kamala. You should be proud of who you are.
You enjoyed the Kamala stealth missions?
I love you, Abu.
I love you more.
It was barely stealth. I prefer
Oh, could you imagine?
the Spider-Man Arkham stealth missions.
The best fan fiction ever is Avengers versus the evil
It's like
soldiers by Kamala Khan.
stealth
And the
optional,
crowd goes
but
wild.
also has actual stealth mechanics.
That's the spirit.
Like you can do stealth takedowns or whatever, or you can just, you know, brute force your way through in a lot of cases.
I'll always be good, Abu.
Oh,
If-
Peter. Good isn't a thing you are.
It's a thing you do.
That's my girl.
He'd be spitting. Good isn't the thing you are, it's the thing you do. Web swinging Avengers is atrocious. You're not wrong. I mean, they definitely didn't have time. That's another issue. The reason why web swinging is atrocious is because they didn't have time to do it. They didn't even want Spider-Man in the game. they were forced to do it when Square Enix made that deal with the Sony. They had no plans of making Spider-Man playable at all.
Whoa.
But when Sony approached Square with that deal,
Here I come.
they were like, well, we're not going to pass up money. So figure it out. When do I think Spider-Man 2 DLC will be announced? No idea. Could be anytime. Could be at the state of play. Could be sometime after launch. No idea. Nothing. We have nothing to go on in that regard because when Spider-Man PS4 came out, they announced DLC right away. You could actually get the first. You could actually get the DLC with the collector's edition with Spider-Man PS4. That's how early they announced it last time.
Can I get your name? Kamala Khan.
So the fact they haven't announced it yet means either, well, it sounds like based on, you know, what we heard from Tony Todd and Najee Jeter, they are working on something, but for whatever reason they haven't announced it yet, so there's no way to know.
But the VIP balcony, I have to.
What's up, Elaine? Appreciate you hanging out. They were rushing to make Heroes playable. They were rushing everything. This game came out like right when the pandemic was starting.
It says you have to scan the
And they had like switched it from a single player game to a live service multiplayer game. Like mid development.
With the red targets, but not the green. 150 points to win. No problem.
Pew pew. Hit him with the Widow's Bite. Club some guy.
This comic is now mine.
Kamala with the blinky.
All right, got it. There. Now to find the others.
Oh, darn.
Are you okay?
No, I already got this comic.
Shame how they did this IP.
One to finish the set.
The crazy thing is, like,
If you get doubles, want to trade?
Sure.
Cool.
the combat for the most part, they nailed it. I think that's why the game lasted as long as it did. But everything else around it is just yeesh.
I am Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
I am Iron Man. Lit. This part of the game was fun. I remember this. In the foreseeable future, no. Avengers, Marvel's Avengers is a dead IP.
I am Iron Man.
No one is going to try this again. We could see a game that just we could see a game like, I don't know, like a version of Midnight Suns, except not turn-based, or possibly like a remake of Ultimate Alliance or Marvel Heroes. No one is interested in repeating Marvel's Avengers.
I beat the Widow's Bite game, Abu.
Everyone is terrified of that, of being associated with this IP.
Captain America and the Avengers? Classes of superheroes? Alright, let's do this.
Smash!
Come on, I'm strong like Hulk.
Give me that comic.
Yes, 2 down.
It's crazy that the biggest mistake this game made was probably made like in the very beginning. Like they had the choice of going with Unreal Engine or sticking with their proprietary engine, the Foundation engine. But Crystal Dynamics was like, yeah, no, we'll be fine. We're making a single player game,
This one's all out. Oh my gosh.
so the Foundation engine will be fine. And then somebody, maybe the publisher was like, you know, actually, you're not doing a single player Avengers game. You're doing a multiplayer live service Avengers game. Can you modify the Foundation engine to make it work? Sure, it'll be fine. It wasn't fine.
Apologies. You're very small and hard to see. There is no need to cower before a son of Odin, though I
Thor.
understand the impulse. What is your name?
Yep, they could have made Unreal they could have made it an Unreal Engine,
Oh,
but they decided not to.
A Model 3 Repulsor Club. It's Tony Stark's first love.
They thought they'd be fine with their own engine,
Odin's beard.
because it does cost money to use Unreal, but a lot of developers use it. Many do.
A true weapon that needs
Like there's still studios that have their own proprietary engines that work, like Insomniac,
Whoever holds this hammer, if he
Sucker Punch. They have their own engines and they don't need Unreal,
the power of
but
Thor.
most studios these days use Unreal to some degree,
Stark's trinkets and a god's might.
especially if you're doing multiplayer. It's just better.
But every hero has to start somewhere.
You don't have to keep saying you're sorry you missed the live stream. I saw that,
You are
acknowledged
really
it,
wise for
appreciate
one
it.
So young.
We're on to a new day.
So are you.
Kamala Khan. I will remember your name.
All is forgiven.
I can't believe I just met the God of Thunder. Mind blown. Comic books. Prize. Focus.
All right, next comic. Captain America is sold out.
Oh no, this one's all out. Shield cast
They're using
pieces
Unreal
go
for the
out too to
yeah. The
smash
fact that they built this in Foundation. Actually, one of the developers I remember tried to defend the decision to use Unreal. That didn't go well, especially when it was revealed
It makes you think I'm
that
a real fan.
they were using Unreal for Tomb Raider.
To be here too.
You really think that the Avengers read your little story? Get out of here.
Spit.
And the mob. And the press.
Tell him, Kamala.
And the whole
Oh, world,
tells you to
get a move.
You
You
plant
plant
yourself
yourself like a tree of fresh truth.
And
You say no.
You,
You move.
What?
Who said that? A real fan would.
No. You move.
Yeah, whatever. Let's get out of here.
Got him.
Great. And they're out of comics.
Spider-Man is technically the fastest character in the game.
For what it's worth. I thought that was pretty big.
I think so. They did do a traversal update.
I'm guessing you're a Captain Marvel fan. She's off planet, but she would have liked to meet you.
And
Captain
they made Black
America.
Panther actually pretty fast.
Come
So
on.
it might be a toss up.
Calm. Your story had the evil sewer.
The sewer lizards.
Also,
yeah.
they adjusted
Yeah.
Kate Bishop's
We're really gonna get
teleportation.
into that one. Said they actually had a sewer lizard problem on that.
So it might be Kate.
You read my story.
Everyone submitted.
That is so cool.
When the whole
Hey, Cap, we should head to
world
the
tells you to use Unreal Engine 5, you say no, we'll use Foundation.
Or he should be here by now.
I saw him. I saw him. Yeah, he was over at the start.
What's up, Mega?
But he's probably not there anymore because I saw him leave.
Who's the kid?
Nat, allow me
Don't
to
like Marvel's
introduce
Avengers
one
because
of
they
our
made
esteemed
Spider-Man look like a
contestants.
joke.
This is Kamala Khan.
expert.
I don't know if they made. I don't think they made him look like a joke.
Oh, all right.
He's super
Maybe that has something
powerful.
to do with the storm drain cover? Pretty badass.
He's got some accurate and good looking suits.
Between you and Madame Hydra. That was
The issue was just that the web swinging isn't good, and
We should head to the stage.
because the game clearly wasn't designed for it,
See you around, kid.
I'll see you around.
and he didn't drop with a story.
And Black Widow. I'm dying. No! Okay, there. Go, 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 go.
It's a pretty empty campaign,
Another comic down.
if you can call it that. What up, Spider-Man? Speaking of you. Got right. Oh, hell no. I will never, ever wear those Gamma skins. Those Gamma skins were an abomination.
Cool. More comics.
Roadmap?
Scientists from the TVs.
What's up, Human Rage?
Terrigen was meant for the people, not some toy for billionaires.
Roadmap?
Still can be. Stay focused on what matters.
It was crazy when everyone found out that the roadmap was canceled. You know, it's funny, they still haven't officially announced that. They actually never officially announced the roadmap was canceled.
We won't let him.
The only people that know the roadmap is canceled are the content creators,
You'll be a hero
the people who
to all those.
listen to the content creators,
Can't you see?
and
We are so close.
the people who went through that thread on Reddit
Bruce,
and saw the reply.
You disappeared this morning.
there's always work to be done.
I know.
Don't do it, Banner.
What is
You
it?
can't trust her.
Nothing. It's some little thing. Just getting some strange readings off the reactor.
People cared to mod this, it would be insane. The also thing is, the thing about this is that it wasn't just a lack of interest. This specific, from my understanding, the specific engine was difficult to mod.
Hey, what are you doing back here?
Uh-oh. I'm lost.
Sure. Let's get you back to the main event, okay?
And Crystal Dynamics didn't release the tools.
Maybe I could trade this one with that other kid. Hey, I got the
I remember Miller was talking about this.
Trade you.
pleasure doing
He wanted them to
business.
release, basically release the tools so that
VIP balcony, here
people
I
could
am.
mod Avengers on the Foundation engine and, you know, do whatever they wanted, you know, as a final goodbye. But don't look like that's happening. Yeah, well, the next team game is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That one is not off to a great start in terms of appealing to fans.
So close.
Hey, almost worthy is still pretty good. Here's your copy.
Aw, thanks.
Maka's still in the Avengers Tower just chilling.
That's it. I got 'em all.
What studio would I give the Avengers to?
VIP balcony.
If I wanted this to be a live service Avengers game, I would have given it to Epic. And let them do it. I think Sucker Punch would make a good Avengers game.
Director Fury.
Director, aren't you concerned that your
I'm curious about
be incapable of containing this
Hoyoverse, the makers of Genshin. I'm curious about their take on a Marvel game.
Chimera delivers the safety and protection of the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. combined.
Thank you.
Bruno's
I feel like Respawn could make a really good Marvel game.
Be careful.
Oh. Okay.
Obviously, Insomniac could do anything when it comes to superhero stuff. Can't say I'm as confident in Rocksteady anymore, especially after their founders left the studio.
Open sesame, comic book overlords.
So I think we'll get a new Marvel MMO, probably. It might be on mobile, but I don't know about on console anytime soon. The last Marvel MMO was from Daybreak. It was being developed by the same studio that made DC Universe Online, but they canceled it. It was going to be garbage anyway. I think that's why they abandoned it. So the future don't look bright for Marvel MMOs. It looks like everyone's kind of just like playing it safe with single player Marvel games. Would I ever play an RPG Ben 10 game? Depends on how good it is. I'm not really a fan of Ben 10. So it would just be whether or not it was good or something I'm interested in. Do I have spectacular Spider-Man figures? I don't have any modern figures. I stopped collecting toys when I was a kid. The only toy I got recently was J Shock Blast's plushie to support his campaign to immortalize his dog Thor. But otherwise, I don't really do toys.
No accidents.
Thor, Tony, check it out at once.
Try to keep up.
Grab the Quinjet map.
What happened to the Pokemon Go? Oh, that Pokemon Go Marvel game shut down. I think it was the Niantic. Yep, shut down. They didn't even officially release any gameplay. It was like they were like mentioned they were starting beta.
Let's make this quick.
Period. And then they just shut the whole thing down.
From the bridge.
How you guys feel about the Rider Strike? We already had a Indian Focus game. You see the Rider Strike. So it's not a Rider Strike. I know what you're talking about. I was just reading about this.
There are mortals trapped. Lots of small, angry men with guns.
I just caught a bus.
The actors in Rider Strike hasn't ended yet, but the union is currently negotiating for the video game industry side.
Understood. Stay behind me.
And they have a negotiation coming up on the 25th of September, I believe. And the union has authorized them to go on strike if the negotiations fall through.
They did not introduce themselves.
So if the video game industry, if they can't figure out
I'm staying with the Chimera until we figure out what's going on.
a new deal on the 25th,
Lucky for you,
they could go on strike, but it's not going to be the same as what happened with the actors and the writers. It affects some big companies, but not all of them. Like Insomniac Games is actually one of the companies that would be affected by a video game strike, along with EA and Epic Games and Activision. But it's a performer strike, so it wouldn't be everybody. It would be like the voice actors and the motion capture artists. So it's unclear how much it would affect the industry, because it wouldn't affect a large part of game development, but it would delay some parts of it, because obviously when you're making a video game, you need voice actors, you need motion capture. And the reason why they're striking potentially striking is because, you know, usual complaints, but the biggest thing is AI. They don't want vocal performers or mocap artists to be replaced by artificial intelligence. And of course they always want more money, but the big thing is AI. But if they do go on strike, then I'll probably make a video about it, but it's not going to affect everything, but it could delay some aspects. Like Insomniac, for instance, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is already done, pretty much. The only thing it would affect for Insomniac is their DLC. Like, we know they're working on, we know Tony Todd, Yuri, and Naji are working on something together for 2024. So if their mocap and voice work isn't done, then that what we assume is DLC could be held up. But other than that, it shouldn't have any effect on Spider-Man 2. We definitely won't have any effect on Spider-Man 2. Other than that, probably won't affect Wolverine, because I think Wolverine is done their mocap and voice work already.
Just peachy. Just hoping these guys don't have.
But like EA, for instance, they have Black Panther, Iron Man, and a third Marvel game in early development.
Cap, that ship's not ready for
So
Why is it
if
moving?
they're in super early development, that part could be delayed. Part of that can be delayed because, you know, they need mocap artists and they need voice actors, but they could still build a lot of the game. You know, they could still, you know, build the worlds, the mechanics. They could design the character models and everything. They could do, you know, they could do the story. They could do most of that, but they just need the voice work, and they need the motion capture. But the strike isn't official. They've just been authorized to do it. So we'll have to keep an eye on the negotiations. If negotiations fail, then they go on strike, potentially at the end of September. Oop, I was reading chat. Let me get her around here first. Air smash. Throw you off the ledge. How did I get Marvel Spider-Man 2 Limited Edition earlier from Sony? I messaged Sony about Spider-Man 2 stuff, and they said, "Hey, here's we got this opportunity for you. If you're interested." And they sent me the controller and the covers. Don't like the main campaign? It's fine. Definitely could be better, and they actually cut some stuff that they really shouldn't have. But I actually thought it was decent.
I got eyes on him. Hulk, bringing in the Quinjet for a landing.
Definitely wasn't one of this game's big problems. Yeah, like I said before, if you missed it, there's the strike will have no effect on Spider-Man 2 apart from potentially causing some delays to DLC because they need the voice actors to do that.
Not sure, Nat. Seems like the reactor's malfunction.
But yeah, like I said, the strike for the writers, the strike for the video game industry would be just for voice actors and motion capture artists, and that only affects games that are either doing DLC or are in pretty early development. So obviously, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 would have no impact. That would have no impact on Spider-Man 2, apart from potentially DLC.
Evacuate the civilians. Go!
I think Ed Boon should make a new Marvel game. It's up to him. I know fans were hoping for Injustice 3.
I've never seen readings like these. I'll get to you as soon as I can.
So I don't know what Marvel game they could be doing.
Carlton, I need an update. The reactor won't stabilize.
But, you know, I'm always open to more Marvel games.
Breaking down it into a gas. Something below is feeding energy into
My current Venom theory is Peter and Norman will be Venom in Spider-Man 2.
Doc, I'll get back to you. This ship can't take much more of this. I'm trying.
You're next.
Carlton! Avengers, do you read? What's happening out there?
What's up, Enigma?
Shepard in my sights. Shepard.
You really like this game? What a pity. Yeah, it's a shame. That's the one thing you hear about Avengers, probably the most. Potential. Oh, this game has so much potential. I can't believe it, you know. It's a shame.
We're going down.
I repeat, a sonic disruptor bomb. Secure the asset at once.
I have no idea what kind of X-Men game they're gonna make. If they make one.
Sonic bomb? Are you kidding me? Thought the UN.
I say the odds would be on single player because that seems to be the industry trend. They kind of seem to be afraid of multiplayer, especially when it comes to superhero stuff, because they're afraid of being compared to Marvel's Avengers. Like that's why that Captain America Black Panther game, even though it literally has 4 playable characters, it's still a single player game. You know, Midnight Suns was like a turn-based RPG type strategy game, still single player. It's like the safe option is single player because they're afraid that a bunch of fans are going to immediately judge the game as being like Avengers, because that's exactly what happened with Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad. And Gotham Knights didn't even have like live service stuff. It was just multiplayer. And people were kept comparing it to Avengers.
The base of the bridge is secure.
Get him.
I'm getting these strange seismic readings. Got it.
Yeah, I think Gotham Knights was definitely a victim of the Avengers thing, because it feels like they wanted it to be kind of live, not fully live service-y, but more of those elements.
I was hoping to face you.
Funny, I'm never giving you
Like it has looter elements. It's obviously multiplayer. They cut a lot of content. Like they could have definitely did a battle pass, or a season pass like they did. Like they did with Arkham Knight. So it feels like they definitely made a lot of changes last minute, because the gear system, you can tell, was definitely a bit half-baked. And they had DLC, but no season pass, no real roadmap, no plan. It was just weird.
Taking your usual notes? Come on. The more I fight, the more you learn, right?
It's called photographic reflexes.
It's called unoriginal.
Your dance ends now.
R2 to grapple. Got him.
Must be frustrated. Always one step together.
Marvel Avengers only got one thing right. Hold up.
What are you gonna do with it? Sell it to the highest bidder?
I'm after something much more valuable. I won't spoil the surprise. So, where has your investigation left you?
That you're not the brains behind this. And this smells like distraction.
They actually did do MODOK well. Definitely way better than the MCU did.
What's the matter? Don't like surprises?
But they did more than that. They did a pretty good job with the combat. I will say, making the characters feel like their own individual heroes. What's up, Ant? Back where I was again. Yes, sir.
Think you've won?
What the hell are you talking about?
Look around, Romanoff. The world will remember this day.
I don't see any reason why the WB Game Montreal thing would be canceled. WB doesn't seem to be WB doesn't have any problems right now. Actually, they're having the opposite. I mean, they're obviously having issues on the movie side with DC, but gaming, they just had a massive hit with Hogwarts Legacy.
Steve, can you hear me?
Even their movie side had that massive hit with Barbie. Gotham Knights made money. It hit their sales goals for Gotham Knights. So yeah, no reason to think it's going to be canceled, but they could potentially announce it at the Game Awards, or they could announce it in October for the Gotham Knights anniversary, because there is a special Gotham Knights announcement that is happening in October.
5 years ago, the Avengers paraded dangerous
that I can't tell you, but about in specifics. But
our beloved Captain
there
America
is in fact something happening in October. I already did a report on the Steam DB stuff, so we know they were working on what looks like it could potentially be DLC. But I do know whatever that is happening in October for the anniversary, it would seem.
And while both S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers promised to rectify the situation, it was Dr. Banner's testimony that brought about the end.
So hoping Kill Justice League doesn't fail. Same. I was all ready to play it.
Into an infectious, gas-filled quarantine zone. You unleash disease, powerful beings.
Josh Keaton's voice of Spectacular Spider-Man is also joining the writer's strike.
So I ask you again,
Striking Disney for canceling Spectacular Spider-Man.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society?
I mean, everyone's joined that strike, you know, pretty much out of solidarity.
The once mighty heroes disbanded.
That's why a lot of projects are getting pushed back or delayed. Yeah, that's the writers and actors side of the entertainment industry. That's like industry wide. So yeah, everyone's all in on that one.
I wish I knew what happened to Captain Rogers that day.
MCU MODOK is really disturbing. Can't imagine a non-disturbing live-action MODOK. Watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, that's a good show. Yeah, so originally Miller actually gave this insight. Originally, Marvel's Avengers was heavily inspired by Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, they were actually going to have a lot more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff in here. They were going to have Quake, Daisy Johnson as a potential character. They were going to have Coulson and Gemma as as NPCs. Like, they were going to have a lot more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff in this, but they ended up pivoting away from it during development.
There's gotta be a clue here somewhere.
Which is a shame. I would have loved to play as Daisy in this game. And I hear the Gemma Miller said that Gemma's
Now we're talking.
was going to be like a NPC vendor, and she was apparently very horny, which would have been hilarious.
Do you have a moment to talk, Beta?
Yeah, sure.
The girls are leaving for the mosque retreat in a couple of hours. It's still not too late to meet them at the bus.
It's tonight?
Kamala, we talked about this.
So much we missed out on.
All of this. Breathe some fresh air, laugh. Nakia will be very disappointed if you don't go.
You're right. I'll think about it.
Good. Very good.
Let's see the Captain Marvel poster in the background. That was supposed to be this year. Captain Marvel playable character. That exact skin was going to be available. That's an actual game model. That's not just a poster. That's what Carol's character model would have looked like. That's the Crystal Dynamics take on the Miss Marvel skin.
There'll be ice cream, eh? Oh,
damn shame.
No boys.
What do you think about Disney Infinity Spider-Man web swinging? I never played that game.
I love you, Beta.
I love you more.
I hear it was fun. I saw some gameplay of it like years ago. Big open world. I think that was one of the reasons people were disappointed with Avengers. Because, you know, Disney Infinity had the whole big open world superhero thing. And they were hoping that, you know, something on more modern consoles would be able to do something better, but obviously traversal in Avengers ended up being much more limited. Again, by the engine.
Come on, Kamala, you got this. Oh, right. Duh.
I don't know what Embracer's next move was. I thought the deal.
Dang.
I thought what turned out to be the savvy deal was a deal with Disney. But if after that, yeah, I don't know about that. Because the problem with the reason why I doubt they'll do like a Marvel deal is because
That can't be it.
if you're trying to, they're already working on one Disney property. Like, they're still technically working on the Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Oh my god, I'm in. I'm in. I can't
The only way I could see them doing something with Marvel is if Disney just in general invested money in them.
Go, Tony Stark.
But that's usually not how it works. Disney usually just licenses Marvel out. And, you know, they're in a bit of a financial pickle themselves. So Embracer Group would have no reason to try to do a Marvel game at this point because it's expensive. Like, when you're a studio, when you're a company, a publisher, you're trying to, you know, get yourself back on your feet in terms of profitability. You don't chase licensing games. You chase original. You chase IPs that you actually own.
Gotta get to headquarters and check out.
So I could see Embracer selling some of their assets before anything, because a Marvel deal doesn't solve any of their issues. They need like money like now. They need to invest. They need an infusion of investment capital. They don't need to invest in an expensive Marvel game that
Flying toasters are everywhere.
won't come out for another like 5 years.
She leaps and does not score.
And might actually, you know, not do well.
Huh. Good tip, me. Hey, Captain Marvel. Thanks for the polymorph.
What's up, C. Jackson? How you doing? Yo, Miss Charles Baronet as Mario. To be honest, Captain Marvel would have been an echo of Iron Man and Thor. I mean, at this point, yeah, it would probably been more like, well, it can't be an echo if it's like more than one person, but yeah, it would probably been similar to how Winter Soldier came out, where Winter Soldier clearly is its own character, but definitely borrows from a lot of different ones.
There we go.
Spider-Man 2, BP, Cap game, and Wolverine game is Marvel's new phase. I mean, I will say the video game, the video game Marvel world definitely looks more promising than the MCU.
I wonder if they make any
For sure. Yeah, Spider-Man 2, Marvel's Wolverine, the single-player Iron Man game, the single-player Black Panther game, the Captain America, Black Panther, World War II game, the mysterious third Marvel game that EA is working on.
Somebody try to get me at range. Stretchy arms for the win.
One Piece live action is pretty decent. I have a policy at this point where I don't watch live action anime adaptations.
Need my laptop.
Especially for action games, especially for action anime, because I have no confidence it'll be as good, anywhere near as good.
All right, let's see what we've got.
And oftentimes it's completely disrespected.
The Chimera.
I've heard One Piece isn't, you know, isn't like a Dragon Ball Evolution type of deal. But I looked at the trailer. It looked decent in terms of like action choreography.
Oh, Cap.
But I just don't like the casting. Like, it just doesn't look right to me. Like, live action anime adaptation is hard,
Tarleton sealed him in.
but it feels like
There's no malfunction.
Western studios just don't try that hard.
He killed Cap. Oh my God! He killed
Like
Cap.
Netflix Death Note facts. Like, that wasn't after that. After they completely disrespected Death Note, I was pretty much done with Netflix's live action animated stuff. I mean, Cowboy Bebop just was like the nail in the coffin for that.
Oh no!
It's like if you have absolutely no respect for the genre, so I'm not going to entertain
I don't know.
this anymore. Like, I'm just not going to watch anymore.
But what if it isn't?
All right, Blazin', appreciate you. I'm not excited. I'm honestly not excited for anything Marvel related in terms of Disney Plus, the MCU. I'm just taking a wait and see approach. I love the original 90s cartoon, and the animation for the new one looks great, but I can't, you just don't know at this point, because Disney has just consistently just been so bad lately.
Hand over the proof, and you're done.
Like, there's so many ways X-Men 97 could just fail.
Down I go, I guess.
Think the live action broke the curse? Creator was behind this one. Yeah, I'm still not watching it. I saw the trailer. I watched the trailer for the One Piece live action and immediately lost interest. Like, I'm just not interested at all. I'll at least watch the trailer for one of these, but that's the most I'm willing to give it. If I'm not impressed by the trailer, then I'm not watching it. I have real anime that I'm still watching. I've actually been watching Star Wars Rebels because I watched the first 3 episodes of Ahsoka and it's pretty bad, but they say it's basically the 5th season of Rebels. So I just decided, oh well, let me just watch Rebels, and Rebels is like 1,000,000 times better.
We're still heading to the park this
So I'm actually enjoying that a lot.
Forward, I guess? If Tarleton's lying about the command deck. Who knows what else he'd be lying about?
Wee. Wee. Yep.
What was I thinking? Not graceful.
The trailer doesn't give it justice.
Okay.
Like the trailer, like I analyze stuff differently from people.
Hello, Heroes Park. I know wow.
Like I looked at the trailer and I'm like, okay,
When I was a kid.
the effects look solid. It looks like there's some good choreography in terms of the action. So at least they tried and spent some money. But I don't like the casting. Like I just did not like the casting. I didn't like the casting.
Everybody's a critic.
I didn't like some of the costume designs. I was just like, I'm not interested.
All Inhumans. All missing. This is what Abu's really worried about.
I'm on season 1, episode 10 or 11 of Rebels. I think I just finished episode 10 before I started streaming.
Need a hand, big guy?
The more I watch Rebels, the more I'm like wondering why they didn't just bring back everyone from Rebels and just have them do an animated 5th season instead of Ahsoka. Because Rebels is just so much better. Like the acting, the writing, it's just infinitely better.
Tiny Dancer.
Especially the music. I don't know why new Star Wars Disney Plus stuff doesn't use the Star Wars music anymore. Or even the title scroll. Like, even the title scroll. It's like they're... If a lot of these Disney Plus shows, especially Ahsoka, kind of feels like a fan-made Star Wars project. Where they're trying not to infringe on the copyright. I'm like, bro, y'all, you own Star Wars. You own the Star Wars music. Like, why are you not using it?
Right. Cool lighter.
Like, at least The Mandalorian had a good original score.
So they can kill more of us? What? No.
Ahsoka doesn't have anything. It's lots and lots of silence and staring.
Stop.
And the music that you do hear, for the most part, is pretty mid.
Candle Kid's got a girlfriend. Zach, check out her bag.
What?
You remember your friend told you the live action One Piece looked too goofy? Yeah, that's the entire point. That is the entire point here.
He wrote some dumb stuff about Captain America.
If you look at the manga, the art,
It's all their fault. He turned all freakish and purple.
it's intentionally supposed to be like over the top, and it definitely doesn't look like conventional shonen anime you'd expect. It's a very unique style. I haven't read any of the manga, but I watched the first 28 episodes of the anime. Just because everyone kept talking about One Piece, so I was curious about it. I'll probably read the manga at some point, but the anime, I can't sit through 1,000
You're tiny dancer, right? What do I do with this?
plus episodes. That's crazy. Usually I can go crazy on a binge watch, but One Piece didn't hook me like that yet.
Gotta move.
I will gladly watch like hundreds of episodes of an anime if I like it enough. But One Piece just didn't hook me yet. I didn't reach that point yet in One Piece after the 28 episodes. I was like, oh, it's good enough that I would watch it some more, but it wasn't like a, oh, I gotta finish this. No matter what. Like Black Clover pretty much hooked me like immediately. And I binged like 500 episodes.
Can I even go home? Do they know who I am?
Cap Tay, speaking of the last Avenger standing. What's up, my friend? Yeah, anime's really got to hook me. Like Black Clover, One Punch Man, Haikyuu. Like if it once it hits that point where I'm like, oh, okay, I'm all in, then I'll happily binge watch it. But I just never hit that point with One Piece after those first 28 episodes.
Go to the park, she said. Meet Tiny Dancer, she said. Stupid.
Ahsoka has been pretty good so far. Let Dave tell his story. Episode 5 to 8 will be fire. He's just building a story. Yeah, my issues with Ahsoka so far is that the story is pretty not original. Like that's why I was like looking more into Rebels for more context, but it's like another Star Wars story about deciphering clues for a map that leads to a place that leads to a thing that's the key to everything. It's like, yeah, we've seen that before. And the writing, like the character writing, everything has been pretty terrible. And the editing is awful. And the acting for the first 2 episodes were pretty horrible as well. But I don't put that on the actors necessarily. It feels like that's a product of the direction. Because it wasn't as bad in episode 3. But it was noticeably terrible in episode 1 and 2.
Oh, ew.
It's still bad. If you at this point, if you didn't like Avengers, then you're never gonna like it. Obviously, Avengers has made a ton of improvements
Way more ew.
over the course of the 2.5 years, but it obviously never lived up to its potential. So if you're just assuming it's bad, then you probably never liked it to begin with and probably never will. So really no point in diving into that. Like some people immediately were just like, oh nope, this game is a nope for me, and just peaced out. Other people are just kind of sticking around Avengers and saying it's bad, even though they're constantly sticking around. There was literally nowhere to go. Just a troll. I mean, the reality is Avengers just failed to live up to the expectations. It launched in a bad state. It was unfinished, and unfortunately, all the funding got pulled before they could do anything. I think it was around December when the plug officially got pulled behind the scenes. Like, the funding was cut, a bunch of developers were moved on to work on other projects. That's when it really just went downhill. That's why that Kate Bishop war table was probably the best one we got, besides War for Wakanda. What's up, Andrew? Like they basically put everything they had left in the War for Wakanda. Like that was their last stand. Their last big push. They put everything they had left in the War for Wakanda. And then that was it. But around December of 2020 is when Square basically gave up on the game. It was like, this ain't it.
Stealing private information.
Go work on Tomb Raider, go work on Perfect Dark. This ain't it.
Hey, what's going on?
Shame never got to see New Enemies, Captain Marvel. Facts.
Somewhere safe. Forgive me. I know I don't quite compare to my holographic counterpart, but it's a nice trick for the shareholders.
Just playing this game just takes too much racing a console. Oh, I had no. Yeah, well, now I don't have any issues with space.
Dr. Tarleton?
On my console. I got a 2 terabyte internal SSD.
In the flesh.
So I got everything on here, bro.
I didn't steal anything.
I have so many games on my console right now. The big games too. Like look at all the stuff I have room for. Marvel's Avengers, Miles Morales, Street Fighter 6, World War Z, 2K23, the MK1 beta, No Man's Sky, Fortnite, Gotham Knights, Ghost of Tsushima, Dead Island, Final Fantasy 16, Horizon, Hogwarts Legacy, Injustice 2, Midnight Suns, Spider-Man Remastered, Division, Battlefront 2, Jedi Survivor. I have all that sitting on my storage right now.
At the mercy of the powerful. Subjectivity. Unlimited power, that's dangerous. It's lethal. A-Day was
And I still have over a terabyte of space left.
Lucky to be alive.
It's crazy. Who wins, Goku or Omni-Man? Goku slaps, no problem. Making sure you're always here for your streams. Appreciate you, Andrew.
Your normal life.
What I think about Starfield, wasn't impressed.
Look, I just guessed.
I watched different people live stream it, and didn't live up to the expectations I think that I had for it.
I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
I feel like they tried. I feel like something happened in the development process. Maybe they didn't spend enough time cooking it, but it felt like they tried to be too ambitious, but not enough at the same time. Like basic stuff that No Man's Sky was able to pull off on last gen
Hey, were you there?
isn't in Starfield. So that kind of just put me off from it. It felt like they tried to focus too much on making the game big and not enough on just finalizing the details and crafting the best possible experience. But that's what mods are for, so
I'll take my chances.
I'm sure once the modders get their hands on Starfield, it'll eventually be like a Skyrim situation where it's like a completely different game.
Stupid. What were you thinking, huh?
Just got a PS5. Get yourself an internal SSD. I got one on Amazon.
I can't go home.
Pretty good.
Punish them for hiding.
Pretty good deal.
I really messed up.
Actually, link you to it right now. This is the exact one I got.
Utah. The old shield base. The resistance has to know what to do. Oh, crap.
I was ready to fight.
The old shield base. The resistance has
I forgot you're not allowed to fight yet.
Oh, crap. There's nowhere to hide. I have to get out of town.
Alley-oop.
No, you don't.
Back up. Back up off me. Don't touch me without consent. That for Mirage of Spider-Man. That's a rare take. Us.
Stop running! Kamala Khan, stop running!
Not gonna happen.
In retrospect, that's pretty stupid for Black Widow. Did she really expect Kamala to listen to her? You're dressed like an AIM soldier. Tell her to stop running.
Yes.
SSDs are just too expensive for you at the moment. The one I got was like $100. Yeah, when Assassin's Creed Mirage got the Game Informer cover, Spider-Man fans were not happy. I was basically like, "Yep, good for Assassin's Creed Mirage."
Okay.
Looking forward to it as well. Everybody can eat.
You want to see powers? Are those grenades?
Get him out of there.
Why don't we give our new friends a hand?
High five. Hope they show up the color variants. That's the plan. Yeah, I hope the state of play, I have a feeling it will be. The state of play will be where they show off that showcase for the deluxe edition suits. That would be pretty fire. Dying to find out who Venom is. What's up, no cap? Yeah, when I get Spider-Man 2, I'm gonna be fighting the urge to take my time and explore the side stuff. Think through the story. So I can find out who Venom is and how everything plays out.
Subject 1102 can clone herself almost perfectly, with the exception of a slight color variation.
What's up, Luke?
The cells are splitting down the center, creating two separate.
Oh, it's the game releases. Say, yeah, the AC game is probably going to be the only one you'll not buy, just as you should do.
All the memories of the original.
Well, I haven't been interested in like any of the Assassin's Creed games since the first one, so this is right up my alley.
And there's at least a half a dozen with fire-based abilities.
It reminds me of like the first one.
We're building an arsenal.
In a way.
Programmable power under our control. No more heroes. No more mistakes.
I haven't been invested in the series, so I'm open to jumping back in.
You're in a coma for 6 months.
Giving it a try.
Earlier, you could barely contain your cough. A few more doses of my regenerative formula, and your treatment will be complete.
Stream's lagging.
Light candles at the base of that statue.
I see the drop frames are at 2%.
Leave it.
Not too bad yet.
Why have the public thinking you're still worried about the Avengers?
YouTube is just tripping right now.
We have Adaptoid to launch.
You're right.
This version may be a bit more
Thought I fixed this
potent
by switching to
almost.
a different John. Tweak some settings. 13 hours in Starfield.
This is incredible.
I hear you have to get. Now, is that 13 hours just exploring, or are you like sticking to the main quest? Because I hear like it doesn't really pick up until you like start getting through the main quest. But you can easily spend like a lot of time just exploring, doing side stuff, building up your character.
You have reached Yusuf Khan. Please leave a message and I will return your call.
Hey, Abu. So I took your advice. I'm with Nakia and the others on the retreat. Can you believe there's no cell service out here? I had to hike all the way up to this payphone to make this phone call.
What's up, Soundwave?
Anyway, you're right. We're having a blast. I'll be home late Sunday. Promise I'll be good. Love you more.
What's going on with the Avengers game? Nothing much. This is the final month. Game officially gets support pulled at the end of the month. Happen to stream a combination of YouTube and OBS probably. I haven't been able to figure out what's
All the
going on.
conspiracy theories online point to this canyon as the Resistance home base. They're the only chance I've got.
Like I've done everything possible on my end. Like the settings are perfect. There's honestly nothing I could do.
At least I know someone's.
Real Morales confirmed as Venom. Imagine.
Just like me to travel across the country chasing rumors. Yeah, but crazy rumors are all I got.
This part was pretty fun. When Kamala gets chased by Hulk.
I have to hurry. Finally! Something not made of rock.
Let me do a quick refresh.
Is this a good sign or a bad one?
So I think they'll focus on Uncle Ben. Honestly, if they didn't focus on, honestly, we didn't get really any Uncle Ben outside of like Easter eggs. So I doubt it. If they didn't do it in the first game, probably aren't gonna do it in the second game. But it's definitely possible, and they definitely should. Because Ben's whole thing was with great power comes great responsibility. And that's pretty much the theme, one of the major themes of Spider-Man 2 from what we could tell. Because Peter gets the symbiote, something that gives him great power, and he does not handle it well. it starts corrupting him, driving him to abuse it.
No.
So if they, so it would make a lot of sense for them to bring up Uncle Ben, like some flashbacks or stuff, while on the path to Peter, you know, overcoming the symbiote. It would definitely make sense to have some like Uncle Ben flashbacks in there.
Better keep looking.
Because it fits so perfectly with the theme of the game. So I think Vulture will die. Why Vulture specifically?
Just need to get up high and see where I'm at.
What is it about Vulture in particular that you think he's at risk? I mean, surprise. A lot of when it comes to this game, when it comes to this Insomniac Spider-Man game, it's pretty rare for named characters to die in terms of villains. Like in the first game,
here we go.
You had Aunt May, but wasn't really a lot going on. Like, you know, the villains just usually end up, in particular, the villains usually just end up getting arrested and beaten by non-lethal means. like Finn was the exception in Miles Morales, and that's only because she sacrificed herself to help Miles release the energy without hurting anybody.
Resistance has to be here.
Usually people just find a way to stick around.
Figured they'd have guards posted or something.
Cause he's sick. Oh, so yeah, maybe. Or
Lights.
maybe since Martin Lee is back, maybe he'll be healing the world. Or helping heal the world. That was a major part of his comic. Oh. Vulture's illness didn't seem to hold him back in the first game, so I don't even know if he's going to appear in this game.
Reactor room. Up's probably the way to go. Holy crap, I must be close.
What's up, INT Phantom? What's up, Ace Buggy? So I think Otto knows about the Simba project. Pretty sure he directly, if not directly, spell it. I think they pretty much almost spelled it out for us in the first game. Like he was being vague because he was talking with Peter about it, but Peter was there for it, but
This is it. This is the Resistance headquarters.
when he was yelling at Norman and talking about Norman, he very heavily implied
People were definitely sleeping in
that he was involved in that whole project.
Did those AIM drones outside scare everyone away?
And he left Oscorp.
Kind of dusty. No, they're here somewhere.
Did I get any other Spider-Man accessories? Definitely check out my unboxing video on my channel. I posted it a few days ago before they came out.
Maybe they
I was fortunate enough to get gifted by Sony. Sony sent me the controller and the cover a couple days before September 1st.
Maybe I could find a way to turn the
So I made a video about that, unboxing it, showing everybody what it looked like.
Or something I could flip.
And I posted some pictures of it on the community tab and my Twitter. Just so I can see what it looks like on the actual console.
There. I think I can reach it.
Yeah, the controller's real nice.
Okay. Just focus.
Controller and the place look real nice. I saw some people complaining about the plate designs, but I thought they were. But I like them. It looks good on my PS5. Controller looks really cool. I like it a lot. Really, it's a really cool design. Shout out to PlayStation.
Just gotta stretch. Got it. Yes. Wow. Nice one, Kamala.
Like I still heard that people were having a hard time getting the plates, which is crazy. Like I knew they were definitely going to get back in stock. Like when they said they probably weren't going to restock, I was like, there's no way that's true.
Things falling apart.
But even though they got restocked, they still apparently went out pretty fast.
What's that?
People really want them plates. I think either there's a really crazy demand for the plates, or they really aren't stocking that many of them relative to the controller. Maybe it's a combination of both. But those plates just keep selling out.
How is this still here?
So the beer one. Yep, we're back on this, just like I said it was back in was it March?
It's so late.
We're gonna do one last run through Avengers on the 7th for September.
Terrigen was powerful stuff.
For the 3-year anniversary, the last month of support, and then it's done.
Who's there?
How you been doing the bitter one? Harry and Peter will both be addicted to symbiote. I don't know about Harry.
Wait, don't hurt me!
Peter, clearly. That's like his story arc here. But maybe we got to see more. I really don't think Harry's going to be Venom. Because we haven't, like, it makes sense that Peter would be addicted to the symbiote because it bonded with him. And it's given him all these great benefits. But Harry didn't get any of those benefits because the suit never bonded with him. The suit rejected Harry. The symbiote rejected Harry. And he's basically suffering in a tank. Not really living, but being kept alive. So I don't see him and Peter having that same connection to the suit. Started a job so that you can have health insurance. Got your first write up. That's tough. Yeah, that health insurance is wild. I got it. I don't have a job that provides health insurance. I always turned it down. So I just have it. I just have it on the market insurance stuff.
The resistance bailed on this place.
But it's one of those things where you just have to have it just in case, even though unfortunately in this country, if anything serious happens to you, unless you're rich, insurance isn't going to do anything.
Hulk should have transformed back Dr. Banner by now.
But you just have it for, like, you know, basic stuff that might come up. Like I got more value out of like having dental coverage. It was like this yearly plan where you get big discounts on dental services within a certain network.
Just need to get to the top.
I got pretty good value out of that.
What's that? Something's missing. Wonder if there's anything around.
Will Harry be Green Goblin? He could be. Could not be. We'll see.
Nope. Shorted out. Needs power.
The way they've been teasing it, they could be setting up Harry to be Green Goblin. They could be setting him up to be the anti-Venom.
Wonder if those buttons still work. Push buttons, move platforms. Right.
That's the exciting thing about the story.
Bam! I could get used to this.
Insomniac could take it in a lot of different directions. I can't wait to play it. If I get early access, I'm gonna go crazy on the game. I might legitimately platinum the game, damn near, if I get early access.
Yes! Found the handle for that junction box.
I'll be going crazy. You fully persuaded Kraven is Venom at the end.
Now that button has power, I can get out of here.
I don't think it's Kraven, but I do think Kraven is going to fight Venom, and I think the Venom he fights will be Peter. I think he's going to push Peter to go Venom.
There's my way out.
Just because I know and plans could have changed, but Insomniac basically knew who Venom was when they made the first game. They had that planned out, and when they planned out Venom, they did not have Kraven the Hunter at all in their plans. They weren't even planning on having Kraven the Hunter in the game at all until they were like in development and looking for an additional villain. Like they felt like the game needed another main villain besides Lizard and Venom, and then they settled on Kraven. That's the main reason I don't think Kraven is going to be Venom. Guys, don't report I did. Yeah, I saw they put Nicki Minaj in the game.
I'm not afraid of you.
Then they just announced Tomb Raider. I'm like, yeah, I have zero interest. I will never play Call of Duty. That's never a thing that will happen. I think Venom is an anti-hero. It depends on who's Venom. Obviously, in the comics, Venom has been both. But for my current theory, I think Peter will temporarily be Venom. But I think he'll be out of control. As the symbiote, Peter will be still a good guy, but definitely more in the anti-hero lane because he'll be, you know, more violent, pushing people away. In terms of the Venom that they're going to fight in the end, definitely not going to be an anti-hero.
He's come after me? Okay, I can work with that.
You did the call. That's a terrible addiction. I feel like that's one of the worst addictions you could possibly have. Addicted to that awful game. Oh no. What do I think about the Spider-Man 2 PS5?
What are you doing?
What the limited edition? The plates. The plates are really good. I think it looks cool. I'm looking at it right now. Sony sent me the plates and the controller.
Normal circumstances, no, but
I like them.
These aren't normal circumstances.
Holy crap.
Definitely updated my look, My controller definitely looks better. My system definitely looks better than it did.
Sorry.
Do you think Peter will have to choose between
I've spent
beating Venom and letting Harry
a lot
die?
of time.
It's possible. I don't think Harry. I think Harry is definitely not Venom. I think it's definitely going to be. I think this is definitely bait.
How long have you been here?
But I do think he could be the anti-Venom.
Few years. Yeah.
Think once Spider-Man comes out, you'll be healed. I hope so.
Yeah. So I've been told.
At least get on X-Defiant or something.
So
Get away from COD. Even Fortnite.
Why aimbots chase a kid into the desert?
Yeah, it's your wife for the controller for your birthday. Hope she gets it to you. I feel like that's a reasonable request.
I kind of
Controller's not that expensive.
stole something off of AIM's server.
Huh? What? Why? Why?
I know, okay? I think you should see for yourself.
That'd be a dope curveball from the Insomniac. Yeah, I feel like they definitely set that up in the story trailer. Harry's back, but he's still sick.
Security protocols.
You know, the symbiote's running around.
Did he just?
Right? That's what I thought.
Martin Lee is back. That's the biggest thing. Martin Lee coming back. That's like the biggest clue that anti-Venom could be something that they're working on.
So it's possible Cap asked him to shut down the security protocols and then lock the door.
We've heard
So
that
your
because
PS4,
of
hope you get a
many
PS5 for your
times
birthday.
Carlton and Monica
Same.
were on the
I'm
command
rooting
when
for you.
the explosion happened, and
Hope
that's
you
why
get
they
it.
barely survived. But this proves that Tarleton was nowhere near the command deck when the explosion happened. This proves he was lying.
So
You end up buying the LB plates for the PS5.
Got bumped off. The rest of the footage. was corrupted.
Everyone's been trying to get them plates. They're hard to get.
Yeah.
Look.
I wasn't even interested in the plates, so.
Okay.
So I consider myself less because
So-called cure.
I just wanted a controller because I didn't want to deal with having to put the
There's
plates
something
on.
wrong and I can feel it.
But then Sony was like, "Oh, here's the plates and the controller." I was like, "Bet."
Here I thought you were just some nosy little thief trying to make off with Cap's shield.
I have no idea when the state of play is happening. Hope it's soon.
So
Could
I
be
was thinking,
like towards the end of the month.
couldn't Mr. Stark help us with this? I mean, the whole mainframe was built on his technology. If anyone could get us in, it could be him, right?
Yeah. There is a bus.
It's definitely a possible date.
Highway 9. You're gonna keep heading west, and then when you do, it'll take you to some old friends who can help. Maria's good people. Tell her I sent you, and just show her all of this.
Let's see what.
I wish I could, but I can't.
But you're Dr. Bruce Banner. You're one of the greatest minds of our time.
September 7th?
Look at you. Look at what
I don't know. That seems a bit soon.
Wait. Just. You'll need a ride.
Really?
September 7th, definitely possible. Definitely feels soon, though. See, let me look at the calendar. September 7th is a Thursday. Oh, yeah, it's definitely possible. Yeah, it's definitely possible. State of plays tend to be, yeah, they think they like to do those on like Thursdays anyway, like their events. Yeah, Thursday, anniversary. Yeah, it's definitely possible. They play Spider-Man 2 on a monitor.
Tony stashed most of his stuff here when Stark Industries.
If you connect your, if you're using a capture card.
Secret entrance.
Cool. Well, it's a nice day for a hike.
And have it.
That's the spirit. Are you wearing that?
I guess it depends. I think you have to
Practically invisible.
connect your HDMI that you would normally have going from your TV into your your PS5. I think you would need. I think you would need to connect it into the into the monitor instead of the TV that you would normally have it on. In which case, then you can technically play it on the monitor. Yeah, I think that's how it's usually done.
Oh, right.
I mean, I think that's how you play pretty much any game on a monitor. It's like instead of using a TV, you're just running the HDMI cable into the monitor instead of the TV.
Bit of tight squeeze.
Yep. Watch your head.
Here.
I don't know. I prefer the TV because I have a pretty big TV in my home office that I use. Like I'm looking at it right now. I have the stream. I'm monitoring the stream on my computer.
Okay, new question. What does a 1998 hard drive look like?
But I'm also just looking at it on my TV.
Wow.
Finally. This means we're close. Oh, wait. That's well it should.
Got him. Sending containment units.
Dr. Banner, what do I do?
Run.
What?
Run. Time to Hulk smash. Hulk smash. Whoa. Puny robots. Green Goblin, I think they might as well just save that for Spider-Man 3. They should set up Green Goblin in Spider-Man 2, but in terms of like an actual boss battle, it should be in Spider-Man 3. That makes more sense. I forget how many times I've restarted this game, but I played this story. But yep, we're doing since Marvel's Avengers support officially ends at the end of the month. I'm just going to be doing a playthrough of the whole story. Reassemble all the DLC. I think this is the 4th or 5th time I've done the Reassemble campaign.
What? Oh, crap, you're right. This doesn't look temporary.
I don't think I've actually replayed the DLCs before, though. except for Black Panther. I replayed War for Wakanda, but I don't think I replayed the campaigns of Future Imperfect or Taking Aim.
We've got to find Jarvis and get out of here. Yuck. I'm having the longest.
But I definitely did Reassemble the most.
That must be the archive. Up ahead. Guess AIM took over the place. Still think Mr. Stark's here? I could head through the vents and take a look. Yeah.
We don't do stealth. It's the Hawk. We smash.
AIM's everywhere. You distract them. I'll find a way in. They've got guards all over the place. This might be a bad idea.
Hawk, smash, AIM.
Crap! They're closing it all down. I'm in! These vents are huge. Looks like AIM built around the original archive. Everything's new.
Hawk be going crazy. Fast as the game was, your story. Yeah, Avengers mainly failed as a multiplayer game. That's the biggest way that it failed.
Big group of guys headed for the elevator.
If they had just focused on just making a single player beat 'em up, they would have gone a lot better. But the fact that they got baited into trying to make a live service multiplayer game is really what undid it. You saw my first Marvel Spider-Man 2 video when I was pumped about the game. What was my first Spider-Man 2 video? I guess it technically would have been my reaction to the 2021 PlayStation Showcase that I posted. Like, that's technically my first one because I streamed the PlayStation Showcase and I recorded my reactions for both Wolverine and Spider-Man. But I didn't post the Wolverine one because the music is copyrighted. But I did post the Spider-Man one because the soundtrack was a W, and they didn't have copyrighted music in the trailer. Yeah, we went crazy on that one. It's on the Xbox. Well, at least you have Starfield. You know, that's something. Yeah, I'm not at this point upset that I don't have an Xbox, because I could have gotten one. I could still get one anytime. I just literally have no reason to.
There's a path up through the research lab. You have to bust through the server room.
This isn't you. This monster isn't you.
Like, my most anticipated game this year coming up is Spider-Man 2, which I obviously can't play on Xbox. I'm not interested in Starfield. There'd be like nothing. There'd be like nothing to get. Because I looked at both consoles before deciding which one I would go for, and I just looked at the games. I was like, oh, well, PlayStation looks like they're going to have much better exclusives again. I don't want to miss out on Spider-Man. I have no interest in like any of these Xbox games. So I just ended up on PlayStation. Haven't regretted it at all. Loved my Spider-Man games. Loved my Ghost of Tsushima.
I can help you.
Yeah, right.
Blitzwinger owns Xbox, all Xbox and PC. Sounds like, I'm sure Jay Shockblast does too. He can rock out with both.
Let me help you, Bruce. It isn't
He can play Spider-Man and Starfield. Honestly, if Xbox announced that they were dropping a remaster of Fable 2,
What is this?
I would immediately get a Series X when it dropped. No cap. Fable 2, one of my favorite games ever.
Keeping the Inhumans in here.
Would I mind to play Roblox? I have zero interest in Roblox.
What happened?
Roblox,
Where
Minecraft,
they hurt them?
not something I'm interested in.
Hulk. I need you to destroy this lab. Smash!
Smash. You don't have to tell me twice.
You saw the truth, Banner. You were the only one. We're fixing the
Just send an XO? That's not enough.
There is a chance for all those Inhumans to have a better life. We can still save the Inhumans from your fate. They want a cure.
He's lying. He's not saving anyone.
I wish you didn't have to come to this.
Hulk is a simple man. He just smashes. That gamma cloud.
You can't stop the Hulk, then I will. I have to.
Bring it on. You ready for that abomination?
No! Get out of there! Run!
I know who Blitzwinger is, of course. I don't know him personally.
Hulk?
No, people. It's funny. I didn't know who Jay Shockblast was for a while either. When I started Avengers in 2021, when I started my YouTube channel,
Hulk, I think I found
people
Mr.
kept.
Stark's archive.
I would keep getting messages in chat
Try to get it open, okay?
of people asking me about Jay Shockblast. We're like, "Do you know Jay Shockblast? You should do a collab. You should do something with Jay Shockblast. Do you know Jay Shockblast?" I'm like, I have literally no idea who this person is. Because when I was younger, I didn't watch YouTube at all. And I know a lot of young kids were like watching Blitzwinger and Jay Shockblast for Lego. I had no interest in any of that.
Uh-oh.
When I started watching videos online, it was definitely not Lego stuff. I remember I went through a phase where I watched a lot of live leak videos of like fights and crashes and stuff. But when it came to YouTube, I didn't start watching gaming content until like I don't even know when I started, but it definitely was like with Chris Smooth in NBA 2K. I watched a lot of just basketball YouTube. I had no interest in Lego or anything like that, so I had no idea who Jay Shotglass was until I did Doom Killer HD's podcast. Because before that, I thought Jay was black. I was like, I have literally no idea who this is. But the name Jay Shotglass just sounded black. It sounded black to me for some reason. It's like, so I just assumed he was black until I saw him on that we were both on the podcast together. And I was like, oh, this is not who I expected to see. I definitely don't play Fortnite. I have it installed only because of the Jujutsu Kaisen crossover. So I'm still gonna do like one Fortnite stream because of the Jujutsu Kaisen thing, but yeah, it's generally not a game that I play. The first game that I played is definitely too long ago to remember. Because I played games a long time ago. The first game I played was because I played when I was a kid. Arcades were a thing. Like home consoles were just starting to become really big, like and more sophisticated. Like Super Nintendo was coming out. Then you had Game Boy Color. So the first game I played was probably in an arcade somewhere. And I think I think we had a Super Nintendo.
That door should open now.
And I had Mario on there. And then I had got a Game Boy Color. So I of course was immediately obsessed with Pokemon Red and Blue. And then I just got all the consoles after that.
Please be here, Jarvis. Maybe he's hiding somewhere in this super cool pile of Avengers stuff.
Definitely don't play Call of Duty. Well, never. As I was just telling the bearded one was just in here earlier. He's like addicted to Call of Duty. I have never played a single second of Call of Duty. And never will.
From Pepper to Tony. I know I shouldn't be freaking out right now, but I'm freaking out.
Not happening.
Tony Stark's guitar.
I used to play Sonic all the time. Sonic Adventure on Dreamcast. Still one of my all-time favorite games. Haven't played Frontiers yet. I don't have a gaming PC.
Looking sharp, guys.
So I don't have access to any of the mods, but that if I ever were to get a gaming PC, that would be the only reason. The mods. Because everything I've read, everybody that I know that has a gaming PC, it sounds like a pain in the ass to deal with. It's expensive. You're constantly dealing with like issues, and I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need to deal with that. I like a simplified gaming experience. When I play a game,
Find Hulk and get out of here.
I just want to turn on my system and start playing. I don't want to worry about installing drivers and
Why don't you let me
making this setting work and this setting and lowering this and moving this to this folder. I don't want to deal with that when I'm trying to play a video game. I just want to I just want to turn it on and start playing. Yeah, everyone that's like deeply invested in the gaming, into building, into like the building PC, that whole meta, they all say PC's better. Everyone else says consoles are better.
Maybe not an ape after all.
Everybody else is either on PlayStation, Nintendo Switch. No one wants to deal with PCs. I mean, I definitely see the benefits, why people would enjoy it, but to me, it's like, yeah, not worth it. You know, plenty that was console related and chose PC, and I know way more that prefer consoles. I even know people who have high-end gaming PCs who say they prefer gaming on console. So yeah, it doesn't mean anything. And I mean, the market speaks for itself. Most people don't game on PC because it's a pain in the ass.
Is this dead? Hey, where are we anyway?
I have plenty of fun on my PS5. I play, you know, I don't get access to the cool mods, but I get, in terms of performance, I get to play Spider-Man at a crispy 60 FPS and no issues whatsoever. I don't have to worry about installing drivers. I don't have to worry about adjusting my settings to make sure it works. I could just turn it on and play and have a great time at 60 FPS.
Calm down. In a moment, this will all be over. Administer the cure.
What does that mean?
You're hurting him.
Yeah, I know someone with a $5,000 gaming PC, and they say console's better.
Promising result. Case 705 has made a remarkable recovery and will be monitored for the next 24 hours.
I've gotten more exposure to gaming PCs because I know a lot more content creators now that I make content. And it just seems like a hassle.
We should get out of here. It isn't safe.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, you can feel free to make it a little more...
When is the state of play? I'll let you know as soon as it gets announced. You have a gaming PC, PS5, and Xbox, and you agree it's easier with the consoles, and a new game release does not come out. Midnight comes out 5 or 6 o'clock that day in the evening. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm like, everyone that tries to sell me on a gaming PC, like, I can't be sold on it. Because I know people who have them.
What if it's real?
I know what it's like. I used to game on PC back in the, like, years ago, but
the cure.
console's just better. I just like it better. It's way more convenient.
I mean, it looks
That's what it comes down to.
What if I could be
And it's a lot more expensive these days for it to get into gaming PCs.
It didn't work like that.
Like I'm paying
you saw them.
I'm paying way more money,
It looks like it really hurts.
dealing with way more hassle Just for what?
Maybe that's worth it.
Consistent 60 FPS,
I never really
assuming it works, and the PC port
I mean,
of the game isn't bad.
superheroes
Like,
were my world.
why?
I figured if I could just
Why would I deal with that?
if I could just win that fan fiction competition, you know, then everything would just be.
How would I rate
Doesn't matter.
the Spider-Man PS5 controller?
Now look at me.
I mean, it's the same as every other controller
Freak.
that is being sold. I don't have a different limited edition controller. It looks the same as the other ones. I like the design.
Back there.
It's a DualSense controller. Otherwise, it's a DualSense controller, just like all the other ones. Just has a cool design.
Stupid. It still took guts.
Your friend had a gaming PC, and after 2 weeks bought a PS4. Sounds about right.
Not a lot of people could, do that.
Is Starfield Game of the Year for you? Why would it be? I don't have an Xbox.
It's nothing. Thank you. This room is really.
I haven't played it.
Or it will be. I mean, look at it.
Yeah, it's.
I was just talking about it earlier.
Good.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, I'll go.
And we were talking about it on the podcast too. Like Jay Shockblast, he got early access. He's been playing it for the last 2 weeks. I watched different streamers play it because I was initially curious about it.
My own room on the Chimera.
Not particularly impressed.
Is this really happening?
I was expecting more.
I wonder who was.
I feel like Starfield, from what I've seen, has not in any way altered the Game of the Year conversation. It looks like Game of the Year is basically going to come down. We'll see. We'll see what the scores are for Spider-Man 2.
That's better. I should go talk to Bruce.
But
Or I could look around.
realistically, it looks like Game of the Year
Give him
is
some time
between
to saw me crying.
Baldur's Gate and Tears of the Kingdom.
Hey Bruce. Sorry about
Like if your game isn't
luck with you know who?
if your game isn't
Timing. I was just
over like a 94,
Can I get a hand on the other?
a 94 or
side?
higher on
Just
Metacritic,
Push that button.
not much chance of it winning Game of the Year. That's just how it goes.
Hey, here goes nothing.
Good afternoon, Dr. Banner.
Starfield ended up selling at an 88.
We did it. Tony Stark's super awesome computer pal.
Oh, I'm just a rather
I don't
very
think so.
intelligent-
I don't see it getting Game of the Year.
Pleasure to meet you, miss.
Con, but you can call me Kamala.
I think it's basically going to be Baldur's Gate 3,
What's
most
going
likely,
on?
or Tears of the Kingdom. Probably Baldur's Gate 3.
Power.
The system is on emergency lockdown.
Looks like I tripped the security sensors when I was in the lab. We'll have to disable them.
I got this.
I play on a TV and I monitor the stream on my computer.
So awesome. This thing belongs in a museum.
I have a tablet that I use when I'm like co-streaming, but when I'm playing a game, yeah, I prefer the big TV.
To disable the sensors.
I want the full experience.
I think I made it worse.
It's okay. Just means you'll need to disable the security sensors manually.
What's up, Namron?
Look for the little red lights.
How the heck am I supposed to reach them?
Really?
Oh, right. Duh, stretchy arms. Got one.
Bop.
Okay, this is easy. You know, in one of my stories, Iron Man has to shoot out a bunch of streetlights to cover for Black Widow so he can do a hyperbase.
Uh-huh. That's nice.
Didn't think it could actually be a real thing an Avenger did, you know? I mean, not that I'm a real Avenger.
All right, that did it.
Woohoo!
All right, come on back. You're almost done, kiddo.
What suits will I play as in Miles and Peter Spider-Man 2? They have not revealed them yet, so we'll see when we get the game, what suits will be available besides the ones we know so far. Obviously, when it comes to Peter, I'm going to prefer the symbiote because the symbiote isn't just a suit.
Nice work, Kamala. Okay, Jarvis, let's find Tony.
It comes with a whole set of combat maneuvers and abilities.
Something is wrong, Dr.
So probably going to be rocking out with that the most when I'm using Peter. Miles, it doesn't matter. I have to see what other suits they have.
Without it, I can't access the global database.
Because I'm playing a lot of Miles, but I usually play with Miles for the gameplay, and I'll just play it by ear when it comes to suits.
Sort of. No one knows what happened to
But because the symbiote suit is like tied to combat, that choice is pretty much locked up when it comes to Peter.
After my run-in with the Hulk, I wasn't sure we'd be hearing from you again.
Yeah, sorry about all that.
Like, it's got to be the symbiote.
Some issues.
You don't have to apologize. All our lives fell apart after that day. I'm just glad to see the Avengers back in action.
Well,
Live stream the whole. That doesn't look like it's going to be a thing.
It's just the two of us for now. We're trying to find Mr. Stark.
The first Spider-Man game was I believe 17 hours
And most agents are still in hiding.
just to get through the full story.
I may know where to look.
No side stuff.
Coordinates to your war table. I can brief you on the way.
This game is going to be 98 gigs minimum to download.
What, Quinjet?
So this could potentially be like a 25-hour game. Or more. Just for the main story. So yeah. Not happening in one stream.
So, when Hulk showed up here, did everyone just like freak out and run?
Pretty much.
Also, I don't know if I'm going to get early access. If I get early access, there's probably going to be restrictions on when I can stream and what I'm allowed to show, because obviously they don't want spoilers. Last Ronin looks fun.
Use the war table to set the Quinjet's destination of your next
I made a video about it. Did very well.
Lead to an installation in a remote tundra region.
I've also just started reading the comic that it's based on. Sounds pretty cool.
With the Avengers A. I thought that would be appropriate. Some missions will contain enemies with special abilities.
I wish you could skip all this tutorial stuff. It's really annoying.
And plan your loadout accordingly. Aim forces in this region.
They never ended up updating it.
Weaponry. Equip any cold protection gear you may have to better your chances of success.
Y'all think you're gonna fast travel in Spider-Man 2? Yeah, same. Especially since I heard you can travel around the entire map just using the web wings.
Did you know this was here?
I'm for sure be just flying.
Absolutely not.
I'll be slingshotting myself across the city.
I think you just wanted to go on a road trip in your RV.
No.
The one thing I'm worried about is Peter's web swinging. Like beyond the web wings, I want to see what they gave him. Because Miles Morales and Spider-Man, Miles Morales,
we've got to find that neural up.
oh, he got a boost to his swinging. Not only does he have better web tricks, but he can use the Venom abilities to boost him, make him move faster, and just do cooler stuff.
Something down there is blocking the tracker. See if you can find out what.
So I'm wondering if they're going to give Peter anything like that to make his web swinging like stand out compared to Miles, beyond just the web wings.
Keep an eye on him, Kamala. AIM hasn't found the bunker, but they've been looking very close since we need to.
That's why when That's why whenever I get Spider-Man,
Radio's down.
I'm definitely going to start off with Peter.
I will guide you
If they don't do, and in terms, like once I get, I'm just gonna start with Peter to get a feel for what they added new. You know, once I'm able to, I'm just gonna switch to Miles, but I'm definitely gonna take the time where I start with Peter to see what changes they made.
I wonder what's inside that AIM building.
If you're curious, there should be an external locking mechanism you can use to open the doors.
Right, like a switch or something.
I want to see if the web swinging is significantly better. I want to see how his combat is without the symbiote.
Sure is pretty out here.
If you're done observing the scenery...
Right, sorry. I don't know.
They still didn't give all the skins for this game, even after all was said and done. Winter Soldier has so many skins locked. Is that actually true? As far as I remember, every skin is unlocked except some of the stuff in the cosmetic vendor. Those are the only things that they weren't. The only thing they said they were unlocking were the marketplace skins and the shipment skins. Everything else is like as is. So I don't think that's true. I have to double check. But I do know they specifically only said they were unlocking marketplace skins and the shipment stuff.
I'm working on clearing up
That I do remember.
Stay within proximity of the security node.
So if Winter Soldier has skins that are not unlocked, it's probably stuff you have to buy from the cosmetic vendor. What's up, Rebel? Only thing you're worried about is Miles and Peter not getting a 50-50 storyline. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Insomniac seems very committed to that.
AIM forces away from the security node, please.
I'm definitely not worried about that. I know some people are going to be upset about that. There are certain people who don't want Miles in the game at all.
I've almost taken control
But for the people
just a bit longer.
who aren't bigots, I think we're going to get plenty of both. Do I play God of War? It's not a game that I regularly play. I played 2018, and I watched all the cutscenes for God of War Ragnarok. It's going to be 80-20, Peter. That's definitely not true.
The signal should be coming through now.
Loud and clear.
The tracker will lead you to the shield bunker.
Follow the beeps. Got it. Still can't reach Commander Hill, huh? Gonna try not to let that freak me out. Let's get out of the cold, Hulk.
I'm more excited for Miles than Peter. Yeah, apart from the symbiote, I just really just prefer playing as Miles. His combat is just so much better. Without the symbiote, I wouldn't even use Peter.
Do you see anything?
Unless I had to.
I think we found it.
This is a Peter Parker game. It's a Marvel Spider-Man 2 game with two. As Insomniac themselves said, it's called Marvel Spider-Man 2 because it has two Spider-Men. They have repeatedly said it is very much a Miles and Peter game. This is straight from Insomniac. Argue with the wall. That's what they said.
What does it feel like? Not having an uplink, I mean. Is it like losing your memory?
I'm not sure what the human equivalent would be.
I suppose it's like being locked out of the library.
Oh, like when Ami shuts off the Wi-Fi.
Quite.
They don't want Miles in the game. Why? Because they're racist. That's why. That's why.
Guess we better start looking.
The neural
If you expect 50-50, if you expect 50-50 Miles and Peter, it's because you actually pay attention and listen to what Insomniac themselves have directly stated multiple times when describing the dynamics of the game and how it's going to work. But yeah, so you're probably not going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed if you're ignoring everything Insomniac said and are expecting Miles Morales to have a very small part in the game. You're going to be very disappointed, indeed. But if you actually listen to what Insomniac said, then you're not going to be disappointed, or at least you're going to know what to expect. You can say whatever you want, but Insomniac have clearly stated that this game is not going to be just Peter's game. It's not going to be anything like that. It is Spider-Man 2 because it's two Spider-Men. Peter and Miles will share a skill tree. They will have a lot of mission. You'll be able to switch between the two whenever you want in free roam. They're going to have story missions just for Peter. They're going to have story missions just for Miles. And they're going to have story missions where you're going back and forth between the both of them. They're all going to have their own arcs, their own villain and villain encounters. That's straight from Insomniac.
They must have followed you inside.
I mean, you can say whatever you want, but it's completely irrelevant.
Upload the protocols to a secure server.
We've got to get this data back to the Chimera.
You can believe what you want, but Insomniac have already confirmed how the game is going to work. So I suggest you prepare yourself emotionally. God of War Ragnarok's completely irrelevant. This is Marvel Spider-Man 2. God of War Ragnarok was not pitched as a game where you're going back and forth between Kratos and Atreus, and you can switch between them with the press of the button.
The files are secure.
You're bringing up completely irrelevant things. It doesn't matter what any other game did. I'm telling you what Insomniac specifically said about their game. Linking to your post. I'm not linking to anything. I'm busy streaming the game. If you didn't watch my videos where I covered this very topic and the very specific Insomniac interviews where they talked about this, you are free to Google it.
Charting a course now.
Insomniac has done a bunch of interviews. Brian Intihar did a lot of interviews where they talk about how the dynamic is going to play. They've talked about this on Twitter. You're free to do your own research. I'm not going to spoon feed it for you.
You have no idea how much this means to me. To S.H.I.E.L.D. Thank you, Bruce. You too, Kamala. With this, I can start rebuilding S.H.I.E.L.D. in earnest. If you ever need anything, give me a call. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of each other.
Looking forward to it, Director.
I feel like I should salute or something.
No need for that. Good luck, both of you.
Like I said, you can believe whatever you want. You know, that's the new world we live in. You know, a post-fact reality where people just ignore facts that aren't convenient to them. But you can play the game. You're going to play the game for yourself and see. If you're actually curious about what Insomniac said about it, again, you are free to Google it and look it up yourself. There are plenty of Spider-Man 2 interviews where they talk about Miles and Peter, how that dynamic's going to work. Have fun.
Okay. I trust you, I guess.
Proceed through the crew quarters. The harm room is on the lower floor of the hangar bay.
Thanks, Jarvis.
Am I at gunpoint? I have no idea what you're talking about. Do you want a new Batman game? I definitely don't want a new Batman game. We've had plenty of Batman-related games. I'm more than ready for DC to use the many, many characters they have at their disposal instead of just making another Batman game.
It's still hard to believe all this.
The only Batman game I would accept at this point is Jay Shockblast's Batman Ninja idea.
We saw Nick Fury, and now I'm talking to Jarvis.
Other than that, give me any other DC character.
Sorry.
Or characters.
Apologize, Miss Carr.
DC has relied on Batman for too long. The first non-Batman game Rocksteady releases
Powering up.
is still freaking it's still freaking Batman related. Like, it's crazy.
Welcome to the holographic augmented reality machine.
I'm Iron Man.
Indeed. I've patched in Mr. Stark's old combat simulator. I hope you don't mind.
Are you kidding?
Hope they make a Superman game. Same.
Do your work, virtual bad guys.
Excellently done.
If you want the information about Insomniac, you'll find it. Otherwise, just wait until the game comes out. Force a dodge.
That was splendid.
The vault. Pretty much no one ever uses vault.
That will do, I think. Well done.
Made a Superman game, but it flopped. I mean, they made a lot of different Superman games with various degrees of success. I really liked Superman Returns. I played that a lot when it came out. I enjoyed just flying around breaking the sound barrier. That was so much fun. They definitely need a new one. If the game is actually split evenly between both people, will be mad at Insomniac. Yeah, racist people, but no one cares about them. The majority of people will happily enjoy the game as long as it's well made, which it probably is and will be. Because there's instant character switching. So if at any point during free roam, if you don't want to play with Peter, you don't want to play with Miles, you can just switch. You got so many Peter games. It's like one of the first time we play as Miles and Peter. Yeah, like it's not a big deal. I love that because we experienced Spider-Man PS4. Even the DLC where people wanted to actually play with some other characters, we didn't get the chance to. It was all Peter. Then we got to experience Miles Morales, and now we get to go with both of them. It's great. We get the best of both worlds. If you really love Peter, then you can play as Peter for your playthrough. Apart from certain story missions. It's a beautiful thing. Choice. You get plenty of options. Played a Sega Iron Man game. I don't even remember a Sega Iron Man game. Like to play a Hawk game. I actually made a video about how I would not only love a Hawk game, but how to build the perfect one. It's one of my most viewed videos. Appreciate everyone who checked that out. I'm actually supposed to do a follow-up. The last one I did was for Justice League, but I haven't done the next one yet. But the next planned game concept video is for Daredevil. I already have the story outlined. It's gonna be crazy. Saying if you like Peter more than Miles is racist is ridiculous. It is, which is why I never said it. But nice try though.
It's over? Let's do it again.
If you wish, but I believe I've located Mr. Stark.
So I think Spider-Man 2 will be Game of the Year. Definitely not.
Mr. Stark's last known location is his ancestral home, Golden Acres.
I think Baldur's Gate 3 is pretty much won already.
He really does not want to be found.
The gaming media seems to have decided either that or Tears of the Kingdom.
I can provide you with the precise coordinates.
What happened to Wolverine PS5? Nothing. Insomniac announced both games at the same time. But when they announced Spider-Man 2, they gave it a release window of 2023. They didn't give one for Wolverine, which obviously means the Wolverine game was much earlier in development, and Spider-Man was the priority. And they've actually said this on Twitter, like, the only thing they're working on right now is Spider-Man and Wolverine. So once Spider-Man 2 is over, they get that out, then they're going to shift their focus to Marvel's Wolverine. I said if you're actually mad that the game that is clearly marketed as a Spider-Man 2 game with 2 Spider-Men, if you actually get that clearly marketed game where you have the ability to switch whenever you want, but in free roam to the character you prefer, and you're still mad, you probably are racist. Yeah, you probably are. There's literally no reason to be mad about it. They've very clearly marketed the game as being a Peter and Spider-Man, a Peter and Miles 2 Spider-Man game. They've literally said this in all of their marketing materials. So if you're going to be mad after the fact, then you probably have some ulterior motives. A Doctor Strange game would be crazy. Talk about main story. Yeah, literally, who cares? You're gonna be playing. You're gonna be doing both. You're gonna have missions with Peter, missions with just Miles, missions with just Peter, missions with both.
Check out the fancy drawbridge.
And you're gonna be able to switch whenever you want in free roam. They've been very clear about that.
Typical. Subtle Tony.
If that makes you angry, cope. Cope and seethe. That's the game, deal with it. Or not.
I can't believe we're
No one cares. The game is still gonna sell crazy.
Looks like the controls are on the other side. You think you can find
Based on the sales, based on the hype so far, most people are very much happy with the arrangement.
See why you like this?
No, he likes smashing things, not me.
Why not? It's kind of fun.
You obviously you're just trying to troll, so
Part of being a Hulk.
have fun with that. But
We should
I don't care.
What are you gonna do? Stand around in silence the whole time?
You can lie as much as you want. Like, no one cares. There's two Spider-Men. They're both going to get a lot of shine in this game. The game is going to sell crazy well. Cope.
Sure thing. You can make that jump.
You're arguing and lying. So, yeah, you're pretty much been clowning yourself the whole time.
Still waiting on that bridge, Kamala.
Made it. Okay. Guess it needs power.
Hey, where are you going? The bridge is still up.
Skill tree for both Miles and Peter. Yep, they got the individual skill tree. They've got a shared skill tree. They're going to be sharing gadgets. It is very much a two Spider-Man game. Very clearly in the marketing. Could not be more clear. If you have a problem with it, too bad. That's the game. Play it or don't. But they've been very clear what the game is. If you don't like it, that's fine.
Nice job. Sounds like he's up.
But pretending that Miles is barely going to be in the game is crazy. Like, that's actual delusion. Have I played Starfield? I don't have an Xbox or a gaming PC. Spider Venom. I believe I've been talking to you like throughout the entire stream, but hi again.
So Tony Stark, the Tony Stark lives here?
Here so.
Yeah, Avengers is definitely not getting a next game. This is our farewell tour. Our farewell to Avengers.
Long night? Ooh, long 5 years.
Avengers, the final month.
At least it's quiet.
It was.
Hey, back off!
Hi, I'm sorry. Who are you?
Kamala?
Well, Kamala.
I'm still mad they didn't let us get the Hulk versus Iron Man fight.
Okay. I deserve.
Yeah, you're damn right you deserved it. Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Did you even check the science? Did you check
It was a
the
heist,
science?
Bruce.
No.
We were outsmarted.
The Terrigen reactor was unstable, and you knew that. You knew that, and you still paraded it before the entire world.
So what? We just give up?
What's up, Fetty?
Give up, Tony.
I don't remember playing Sonic Unleashed.
failed.
I thought you'd appreciate the She-Hulk.
We failed him.
You shove your banner, you're asking for it. Like, I'm mad that they actually cut off the fight.
Tony,
I wonder. I had never asked Miller if they actually did
take as long as you want.
have a Hulk and Banner fight and a Hulk and Iron Man fight, or if they never intended it. Because I know they had like a whole section of the campaign that was just focused on Thor and his whole unworthy arc that they cut.
You can't what? You're ditching me?
Because they saw people were like clowning them for the way Thor looked, and there was like an image of a bald Thor that came out or something that they saw a fan response to, so they just weirdly ended up just cutting the entire Thor section from the campaign. That I thought was a mistake.
So you're both just gonna walk away? The Avengers were set up. Cap was
You waited for it, so that's why I'm Tekken 8. Facts. Well, I don't care about Tekken, but
I've replayed that day in my head
definitely want that Justice League game.
The Avengers take the fall despite saving the
I would like a Justice League game, but Suicide Squad definitely interested.
Like a rose. And guess what? Guess what? No one cares.
Here's like 30 in Spider-Man 2. I think he's like 25, 27.
The world needed someone to blame, and he gave them.
Wouldn't seem right for him to still be doing Spider-Man tricks in the air.
Unless you have some kind of astounding proof.
No, that's definitely not true.
Get off my land.
If we see, first of all, Peter is in his mid-20s.
This better be good.
But yeah, pretty much every Spider-Man incarnation does air tricks.
Kind of buried the lead.
Also, it's a video game.
Told me about that earlier. No. No sitting on my couch. You're still on the list.
That's the important thing to keep in mind.
Guess your password on some resistance blog.
You want to have faithfulness to the story. You want to be somewhat grounded, but you also want to understand it's a video game and players want to have fun. But yeah, Peter's definitely not outgrown the idea of web tricks.
There's a whole folder on AIM's server.
Every version of Peter does cool acrobatic stuff when he's swinging around.
To look like a corrupt file. Need a few hours, I'll get all the rest. What is this? Who is Tiny Dancer?
Can't wait to gonna be watching the Spider-Man 2 here.
Oh no.
They did the swinging. Well, a lot of the swinging is the same, but they did confirm that there are new animations. So I would like to see some of those at the State of Play if possible.
Tiny Dancer.
Look, we really should go now.
I was surprised they didn't show off any of the new ones during the gameplay demo. Because they did show a lot of the new mechanics. They showed the web wings. They showed the slingshot.
Maybe, sort of. We'll see.
You know, they showed off the new ability menus, the new
while I slip into something
gadget menu and everything. The symbiote gameplay and all that stuff, but they didn't show off any of the new swinging animations.
That's where I left my boots.
Which they confirmed there are. I was just surprised they didn't take the opportunity to show them, especially since they had a lot of traversal in the gameplay demo. I felt like that would have been a good opportunity to like show some of that off. Especially since you knew fans, you knew there were going to some people that were just going to complain and say, "Oh, it's the same game." Like, I felt like that would just been an easy way to shut some people up ahead of time. By just being like, "Oh yeah, here's some. We made some changes to traversal. Here's the new animations." The story looks, Peter's definitely gonna have a more serious, darker tone. Oh yeah, when he gets the symbiote, he's definitely gonna be darker in that he's gonna be scaring his friends.
Don't judge me, Grandpa. I'm doing my best.
Possibly attacking MJ. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Great Nana's flying machine. Still a thing of beauty. Can't say the same about her. Let's get airborne.
Yep. I made a couple videos now about my opinion on Venom being playable and the evidence and various stories about it. Yep. If you missed it, basically, they have teased a playable Venom. The best evidence so far has been one of the writers for Insomniac was asked if Venom would be playable, and she was very coy about it. Usually Insomniac, especially when it comes to Venom, will just like shut rumors down. Like every time someone says Eddie Brock is Venom, they're like, nope. But when it came to the idea of Venom being playable, she was like, you'll have to see, you know, smiley face. We'll have to see on the 20th, you know. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. And it looks like Peter is transforming throughout what we see in this story trailer. So I think it's definitely possible that he like gets corrupted fully at one point. It just transforms.
Still any other billion-dollar companies lately?
Just yours.
Hey, you're gonna pay for that window, Tarleton.
This is your new place? I expected more mirrors.
I got rid of everything that didn't spark joy. Guess what?
But I don't think it'll be anything more than like a story mission or two.
Mr. Stark.
I'm joking, kid.
I'm not expecting it to actually be like he's like a third character. Like I think Peter is temporarily going to transform. You're gonna play as him and do a little rampage.
He's leveled up from spiders.
And then like eventually you'll come out of it. Like probably Miles will fight.
Frankly, I'm surprised to see you and Banner together again.
Well, Brucey and I are seeing something about our issue. She's great. Short, stretchy, really good at guessing past. Gotta get something off my chest.
I wish that they actually used this mission in the multiplayer. And they had so many great assets and set pieces they could have reused to make new content. It's weird that they never did.
Maybe you are. Get out of here! Nice moves, kiddo.
Like you could have had like a kind of a horde mode type of thing on the helicarrier. You could have had it here at his ancestral home. There's some really cool set pieces in the DLCs and the campaigns that they just could have easily reused for better and new content. They just never did. It's weird. I think there's almost no chance. I think the chances of Peter not surviving this game are extremely low. I don't think there's much of a chance that they're gonna go into Spider-Man 3 without Peter. Harry, yeah, he's probably out of there. You can respawn in through Kate's DLC with an actual suit of armor. Hold that, MODOK.
How you feeling?
I've never felt better.
Your synthetics were useless.
Spider-Man isn't just a kids thing, actually. Rather more mature Spider-Man, because nowadays younger audiences targeted thing means it's not simply cringe.
I fed that.
Almost no one actually dies. Like even characters that you knock, because that's, you know, Spider-Man's thing, he doesn't kill.
The proper boundaries, I could harness.
Like even if you knock someone off a building, they'll automatically get webbed onto a wall or something to safety.
The adolescent cub turned on me.
Gotham Knights, how you don't even bother to do that mechanic.
Darwin bought me a few precious moments to
You can literally just throw someone off a skyscraper and they'll fall to the ground. But if you analyze their body, it'll say unconscious. At least Spider-Man, because technically they've also have don't kill rule. But Spider-Man developers, Insomniac, actually bothered to incorporate that into the game with the mechanic where characters you throw off buildings or whatever will automatically get webbed to safety. Because, you know, it's hard to justify saying, oh, Spider-Man deals with people with non-lethal means if you're literally dropping people off of skyscrapers. And
The Chimera is running on secondary power. Major hull damage is also detected. Engines are offline. Climate...
So it's bad.
That is an accurate...
we got the iconic scene from Amazing Spider-Man 3 when he rips off the suit.
Excuse me?
From Spider-Man 3. So it might be in the Marvel Spider-Man. Yeah, not Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man. I wished it was an Amazing Spider-Man 3.
While we work on
But yeah, Spider-Man 3.
Look at something for me.
Certainly, sir.
I think in Insomniac's version,
At once.
he's going to get the suit off with the help of Miles and his electricity.
Gotta see why the
I think that's how that's going to... they've been pretty much setting up
initiator cores in the hangar.
that throughout all their marketing. That Miles is going to have to use his bioelectricity on Peter.
Do I want to know what's
Because the symbiote is weak against it.
Just lending my technical knowledge to Bruce here.
Well, I can see I have my work cut out for me.
What's up, Rajon? How you feeling? Miles loses powers. I have no idea why people... I mean, there is a theory that I've heard people say. I don't believe it. But there are people who think that Miles is going to be sick from the new form. Because it seems obvious that Miles' blue bioelectricity powers came from the new form exposure. But people are theorizing that they might make Miles sick in this one because of the new form exposure. But I doubt it. I haven't heard anyone say he's going to lose his powers. I haven't heard that one before.
How exciting.
So, see, fans, thumbnail's crazy. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah,
I worked on it this morning. I spent years trying to craft the perfect She-Hulk thumbnail, trying to get the perfect character model.
Oh, it's definitely the initiator cores.
Couldn't find one, but I finally managed to prompt one with thanks to Midjourney.
Indeed, sir. But someone would need to
Took a lot of trial and error and finesse, but I finally got one that I liked.
I'll search inventory for leftover pieces of armor.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, Tony, I'm still working on the door, but can you check on Kamala? I think she may have turned off her comms.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, this...
The one that sucks because Spider-Man's Xbox exclusive.
You got it.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, like, no, most people don't really care. Like, it was a thing that was announced in 2020, and it's like, yeah, it was a thing. It was a bad decision, and at the time and in hindsight, but everyone's pretty much over it because like the game's over, and Spider-Man in Avengers wasn't even that great to begin with, so it's like, yeah, who cares? Not
floor of the old crew quarters, right?
Not a big deal.
Jarvis, can you see if she's even up there?
Sir, there are no surveillance systems in the private quarters.
Whose terrible hippie idea was that?
Yours, sir.
Right. Whoa.
Hey!
Sorry?
You should have knocked.
I was trying. I was knocking fist. Jarvis, help me out here.
Haven't seen Ahsoka. Is he good? I'm not a fan.
There you have it. I will fix that.
Please do.
I mean,
I know, I look ridiculous. ridiculous.
Yeah, of course you do.
Man.
No. We all do.
I've watched 3 episodes of Ahsoka.
Have you seen Thor's outfit? Flowing robe, Vegas shoulder pads.
Not impressed so far.
I am digging this.
But I did hear that
My mom bought it for me.
if you watch Star Wars Rebels, you'll get more out of the show. And I've watched.
Wait.
I've watched some of Rebels.
The outfit is all about attitude.
I'm still in the first season.
You gotta wear it like you mean.
But I've seen some Easter eggs, so I'm like, yeah, like if you spot the Easter eggs and everything like that, you'll probably be like, oh yeah, that's cool. I remember that from Rebels. But Rebels to me is like a much better show than Ahsoka.
You know what? Maybe I can help you with some upgrades for that.
In pretty much every way.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, and if Bruce says anything, just remind him that all he wears are super stretchy shorts.
Bruce, the kid's fine. She's tough.
MT suits are
like
good.
her.
Yeah, some of
And
them.
She laughs at my jokes.
Yeah, she grows on you. Hey, meet me at the tech lab. I've almost got this door fixed.
You got it, stretchy pants.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing. On my way.
The problem with some of the MCU designs is that they go with like kind of the militaristic style.
Still working on this door, huh? Well, I just
Sometimes they over-design stuff.
wire junction box and reconnect.
Ah, great job, buddy. See?
But some of the stuff has been really good.
Home sweet home.
Like Captain America and I feel like Captain America and Iron Man have gotten some really good MCU stuff.
All right, if we're going to get anywhere, we'll need to establish an alternate power source. Chimera was built for terror.
Spider-Man's MCU looks have been pretty decent. I thought they did a pretty good job with those.
But it'll take some time to identify potential initiator core heat signatures.
Well, in the meantime,
I like some of Thor's stuff, not so much some of the other stuff.
I've located a good salvage spot and have sent the
Hawk
coordinates to
is
the
just
war table.
Hawk.
When you're ready.
War table. Got it. Fix the fabrication unit, get a shiny new suit, then get this bird off the ground.
I thought the Ed Norton Hawk had the best design overall. Their Rebel drastically increases in quality as the seasons go on. Well, that's impressive because the first season alone just greatly impressed me so far. I'm like, this is amazing. Especially compared to like the other Disney Star Wars slop that we've been getting served. Like Rebels, I'm like, oh my gosh. Great effects, competent writing, strong performances. Well-designed characters.
All right, first up.
Believable, interesting villains. What? What is this? This is a Star Wars show?
I'll upload the dropship's last known location to your HUD. The canyon walls.
What is Spider-Man accessories restock? I have no idea. I'm assuming they will have restocks at various times, but I don't know how long that's going to last. If you missed out on anything, my best advice is to just subscribe to one of those stock channels. They're like Discords and stock Twitter accounts that like track stock of stuff. So keep an eye on those. Keep trying, maybe you'll get lucky.
It's impossible to say at this stage. Possibly rather a lot.
Karma is not my friend.
The suit's doing great. Isn't calling it a suit rather generous?
Ah, that's funny. Make the AI sassy, I said. It'll be fun, I said.
elevator goes to the landing pad we need.
Gotcha. Look at all this. Which nation state are they planning to go to war with?
Those munitions also appear similar to your design.
I think I sort of want to blow them up.
Still limiting me to 1 heroic.
Access the elevator.
All good. The elevator. I will definitely not miss these. Anime. Yep. If you're new to the streams, you're gonna hear a lot about anime at some point.
Literally. I quite agree, sir. It's safe to
That's always complains on the podcast, because whenever it gets to the point in the show, inevitably when I start talking about anime, that's when he has to kind of sit back because he has no idea.
The dropship was moved to a
He doesn't watch anime or anything.
We can't get there before it
So if there's any animated related topic or tangents that get run on, he's like, he can't really contribute much.
And that canyon is treacherous.
Sure, but I feel the need for speed. Do it, Goose.
That's how you play this game. You try getting points to get MK42. Wolverine would not be PGs. Have faith in Insomniac. I mean, you should always have faith in Insomniac when it comes to their Marvel games. But yeah, from everything I've heard, Wolverine is going to be mature.
Gloves are making weird noises.
Unsurprising. You just lost an acoustic dampening circuit. All systems are red.
You don't say. I think my elbows are on fire.
Keep going, sir.
Jarvis, this is my shot to make up for A-Day, help the kid, and, if I'm honest, stick it to Georgie boy. But damn right I'll keep going.
Remember him going faster during this part.
Watch out. Their artillery's targeting you.
This is slower than I remember.
Incoming.
On it.
Dropship shielded.
Use all the juice left in the suit to get an EMP burst ready for me to trigger.
Definitely remember the flying being much faster on this mission.
Made it. Jarvis.
Yes, sir. I've scanned the dropship and it contains the needed parts to repair the Chimera's fabrication machine.
Damn, they're like crazy.
Let's check in on the kids and head home. Bruce, Kamala, you read me?
Loud and clear. Bruce is
Success. We'll all be in new threads soon. The fabrication machine should be back online in no time.
great. Can't wait to make Bruce a new pair of yoga pants.
What's my favorite Rock Rider day art? Haven't picked one yet. He's got a lot of bangers.
Well, that was fun. Gotta say, it's nice to be back in the saddle.
Yes, sir.
Rock Rider. I don't know how Rock Rider
Glad to see that flag.
is doing it, but every day he's got a new banger out.
Ah, we hit the jackpot, buddy. This is exactly what I need to fix the fabrication machine.
Glad to hear.
It's gonna be hard to find a game to beat Red Dead Redemption 2 as the best game ever.
How would you?
I don't think so.
Hey,
I think many people will disagree that Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best game ever.
Some are near.
Many people.
They're sure taking advantage of the Stark tech acquisition. I was kind of hoping they just sit on the assets.
That's a great thing about gaming, you know, and art in general. It's very subjective. I got to figure out what's going on with my streaming setup. I don't know why I keep dropping frames. I thought I fixed this. It seemed to be doing fine before. When I switched to a different OBS. But for some reason I just keep getting this frame drop glitch, so it's just messing everything up. So I'm gonna end this for now, and I'll keep working on it. So peace out. I'll catch y'all guys next time. I'm Sadot the Gamer, signing out.